Welcome back to Football Tussle there. I hope you enjoyed our last few episodes there. And once again, I'm myself, CIC, followed by my fellow football tusslers there, AY Footsie and Grand Champ there still. So welcome back there, everyone. Viewers, new ones, old subscribers,
hi guys,
family members, friends, you name it, work colleagues. Keep up the support, keep up the spreading of the good news and share. But yeah, what's it called? It was a different kind of weekend there. Well, different, but same old stories with some of these teams that got battered and all sorts. But no better place to start with is the Manchester derby at the Etihad there still. So who wants to go on that one there still? Because it's always hands up first. Who wants it? Who wants it? Don't be scared.
This is the thing, This is the thing, We've been talking about this team. This United is poor. Look, this is how it goes, At the end of the day, these players, they can't tell me they're top class, end of the season if they don't achieve nothing. I think they're just average, including the management, including the board, including the people that says everything.
You've changed your topic because before you were saying blame the players, don't blame the manager. You were saying blame the players, don't blame
it's just terrible right now because at the end of the day, we keep looking at the team and it's like they're just selling the dream. You understand? Like, honestly, they average. Every single one of them are average because when we're looking at top players across Europe, across the globe, and we're mentioning their names, we can't be putting Man United players there. You understand? Yes, they're earning top money. You understand? They could be rich, driving all these Benzes and all this top, cars, but they're just average to me in my eyes. That's what I see right now. So over to you guys, honestly.
For the first time, I'm going to agree with you totally on the United issue. AY, you remind me of a boyfriend who's moved on from his crazy ex-girlfriend and is finally, saying, I was gone and lost, and now you finally see the light, bro, because United, the manager is a mess. Never managed a big club like United. Can't manage big egos. The recruitment at Man United is also a mess because having people like Maguire captain Man United, it's a fall from grace. Maguire wouldn't even captain Leicester City, and they can't even keep a clean sheet. I feel like the recruitment is poor. The director of football, I think they got someone new coming in. And the shocking stats, even United fans can't use this anymore. I saw the shocking, United have spent the same amount as Man City, 1.2 billion.
Yeah, in the same amount of time. Yeah.
In the same amount of time. And you guys are so miles ahead of Man City.
You mean miles behind?
I don't really want to waste my breath, but the whole of United is a mess. Ragnick, I'm hearing players don't want to play, and doctors saying players are not fit, and so it's just awful. We don't know if Pogba is staying or going. There's no striker, and then I was thinking the other day from this Man United fans, people hated Lukaku at United, even though his goal record stood at 48 goals and 96 appearances, which ain't bad at all. But people were dissing him, saying he's not pleasant on the eye, he's not aesthetically pleasing, his first touch or whatever. But United got no strikers. You've not been able to replace him for the last 2 years and a bit. So they're scared of Man United, but I'm sort of done with them saying the same thing, man. But long may it continue, though.
Well, there you go. As an Arsenal fan, we'll talk about that later on about Arsenal's progress. But yeah, we're keeping it short and sweet there because we about the Man United stuff because it's the same thing almost every week, like a vinyl record that's been on pre-record.
Scratching. We're scratching the record now. We're scratching the record now because
it's time. But we said from day one, a team of Man United's quality shouldn't be doing interims anyway. That was a big mistake in the first place. Chelsea have done interims twice. But you do interims. You win the Premier League. You could win. Yes, agreed. But if you're going to do interims, you bring in a top manager, not a man that some so-called Man United fans were hyping up there. That he taught I've used this line already many times there. They were saying that he taught Tuchel and Klopp everything, and then as I said, he lost all his power. How can you give everything away and next minute you're powerless? For me, he there's no none of the players are scared of him because they know he's only part-time almost. He both know there's no confidence in his what he teaches on the training ground, let alone on the pitch. Yep. His formations are so many different, formations. I don't even know if he's playing, I don't even know what to say anyway. Football manager or kind of crap or whatever. But Maguire, what's it called, is a big problem. For me, from Maguire up to as strike force, there's problems all over the place. And as you said, and we saw the shocking, what's it called, thing there, even though we knew that they spent $1 billion, but they spent the same money on par with them, what's it called, Man City, and they're millions of miles apart, galaxies apart there when you talk about, because as I said, like last week or the week before, from that 1.2 billion or whatever, can we name one top successful buy in that time? At Man City, we can name many. At Liverpool, we can name many. At Chelsea,
this is what I'm trying to say.
Or whatever. But
this is what I'm trying to say. The
Man United, can you name has been a success in that time? But off the field, they're a mess. I was hearing the other day, they were talking about a couple of months ago about building a new training ground. That's been shaved or whatever called. There's no more. It's gone. I don't know what's happened. I don't know if money's gone or they've just lost. It just shows you the mismanagement all over the what's it called?
The mismanagement is so big at United, and people used to clown Mourinho when the Mourinho said respect and football heritage. Yeah. But before Pep Guardiola came to Man City, Pep Guardiola had Aguero, David Silva, Victor Kompany.
He inherited a top team still.
Yeah, he inherited a strong team, and they built from that. United, they don't know they're coming and going. And even before before Pep Guardiola came, Man City signed Gundogan. That was the first signing. It was signed. It was so, and they signed the director of football that was ex-Barcelona. So Man United really need to sit back and really think about what they're trying to achieve. If they're trying to make Ragnick director of football, then he's definitely got a lot of job on his hand because he's got first-hand experience, like what Gary Neville was saying in Sky Sports Studio.
Going back to that.
Really are.
Going back to those players again, look, you mentioned the signing Gundogan. Man United were trying to sign for Fellaini. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Every player that's come through like it's a joke. Like honestly, a lot of people in Man United are just hiding behind the badge. You understand? On past success, that's what it is. They're just hiding behind the badge. The badge. Yeah, I mean, like they're just standing on Man United past success. Come out right now. Every single one of them are average. That's running the club. I'm telling you, you're the director of board. Every single, even the
ground is Rossi and falling apart. We're talking about the Old Trafford there. It's Old Trafford. It's falling apart. But we don't want to spend too much on that one. But indiscipline is all over it's all over the pitch and off the pitch. I wouldn't be surprised, as Grand Champ said, that Pogba. He's not going to sign a new contract. Why would you sign it, especially if you're going to be playing outside Champions League? Fernandes, if he has a chance, he should get on the plane as well, or whatever. Ronaldo, the return of the king has become return of the pauper because the goal stats there under what's it called, Grandad Ralph are a shadow of himself there. I think in the last 15 hours almost, he's one goal, and then he's told that he's not going to be in this team. Next minute, he said, "I'm not coming with you to the hotel, and I'm off to Portugal by the time this game kicks off." He's in Portugal. Grandad Ralph tried to say that he's in Portugal for rehabilitation on the so-called hip injury. Cavani's fit, but Cavani has said that. Rumors that Cavani said that I'm not ready for this game there still, even though Uruguay are not playing. But anyway, let's leave that mess alone.
Wait. Just one thing. I think Ronaldo and both Cavani, they're too old to be running chasing shadows there. I think they said,
of course. They're finished. for the type of football that was needed. But it shows you also one more thing, that how Rashford is finished at Man United. Unless the next manager gives him some kind of belief, Rashford should step up and get out of there.
All right. No. I wouldn't say.
Finished. That shows you his a game yesterday where you said there's no strikers available. You got Rashford on the bench. Yeah, that shows you that tells you everything about that. But anyway, let's move on quickly to Man City.
Yeah, let's move on. They did well.
Man City put on the clinic, and Kevin De Bruyne, it looked like the Kevin De Bruyne of a few seasons ago there. He looked superb there still. And then obviously, Foden was running rings around, AWB there still.
No, the skill to flip over Maguire, and also that was
Maguire doing like the knee or whatever, balls going through the legs there, taking the knee again and all sorts. And then how can you have two centre backs with no pace as well? And you're playing against Man City there, the movement and the pace of them. Mahrez, once again, shining light there for in and out of the team there. But 21 goals in all competitions there. Top goal scorer there, Mahrez. He goes under the radar. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, he's a top player, man, and that's the difference between the recruitment at Man City. That even though we were costing Man City of buying Grealish for 100 million, United don't even
do that one anyway. We'll still do that one. Mahrez has been a success. We can't, what's it called? We're still on Grealish. The jury's still out on Grealish, even though he had maybe one of his better games yesterday. Still, the jury's still out.
The jury's still out, but I'm just saying that just typifies.
Of course. Because Grealish maybe in the second season it might need him to show himself there, but. I mean, Man City were going into that game under a bit of pressure, especially with the goal scoring kind of anyway, even though I know they...
Man City? What kind of pressure?
No, goal scoring. They were struggling with the goals, even though they beat...
They were all right, man. They were all right. You can't blitz team every game, man. You can't...
of course.
Liverpool found out this weekend, you can't blitz team every weekend. So
we're talking about Liverpool anyway, but obviously when you're the one that's the pressure, But anyway... They've opened up the 6 points gap to Liverpool there. What's it called? Good on them. But obviously, I want my team to catch up with them and bypass them. Let's move over to to that game as well. Liverpool versus West Ham there still. I'll start quickly on that one there. For me, Liverpool were lucky to get the points there still because we, as you said there, Grand Champ there. What I was saying about Man City there. Liverpool weren't at their best. But the good thing about Liverpool, even though we were lucky because Lanzini had a howler, from that sitter. Also, Antonio. But the good thing about Liverpool, they know how to keep clean sheets. Of course. They're very good at keeping clean sheets. Even at 1-0, as a Liverpool fan, or most of us Liverpool fans, we're still confident that we can see the game out. And if it wasn't, as Ian Wright said, I mentioned it on my Twitter feed there still, that if Ian Wright put out something on Match of the Day on Saturday, which maybe you don't watch it live. I mean, notice it live. But when you watch what he said on the Match of the Day, he said that Liverpool could have seen that game out even better if the front three or front four, when Jota came on, would have stopped being selfish. Instead of trying to do stupid shots, they could have laid it off and maybe 1, 2 or 3-0, and it would have been comfortable. It's just something that I know, especially with Salah, when Salah doesn't score, he gets into a bit of a rut or whatever still. And it was one of his worst games in the recent times there. You can't be a superstar all the time. And I think Klopp did well to show his strength and take him off. Because no one is strong enough not to be taken off, regardless of who you are. But at the end of the day, Liverpool have kept themselves in that title challenge, even though it's gone back to 6 points. But Liverpool's got that game in hand there still.
Yeah, Liverpool. Obviously, I think you've said everything I need to say. Two things I would just say with Liverpool, they're definitely putting the pressure on Man City. And then the second thing is I just like the way I look at Liverpool, and it's something that United should have been doing. You look at that now, Liverpool, they know Salah, either Salah or Mane on their way out, or probably agent. They got Diaz in there who blends them well. You got Konate who comes in for Matip. Okay. Like the whole team. Like you look at Liverpool now. Liverpool actually got a strong bench. They're not star-studded. That's different. They're not star-studded, but they've actually got a strong bench. Now Liverpool players now. If you have Salah out, as a Liverpool fan, you're not really scared. We're going, okay, cool. We're going, I think the future bodes well. Definitely.
And that back three, like you mentioned, and that front three, like you mentioned, like obviously it's always going to be a little struggle. Like I was sensing it as well because obviously Salah and Mane run things. Do you understand what I'm saying? And Diaz trying to come in, he's going to try to accommodate himself, and they're trying to, So there's always going to be a little tension there, but like I said, his management is always on point, so he will know what to do always.
Yeah, he just needs to tell them that it's a team game. Yes, individual accolades are very important, but if Liverpool want to get this golden era more trophies, you have to work as a team, and obviously, hopefully, the individual accolades come with it. But going over to West Ham there quickly there. As we've said in previous episodes, especially Grand Champ, we've all said it anyway.
No striker for them.
They missed a trick on not investing in the January transfer window in attack and also at the back there still.
As an Arsenal fan,
their top defender there, Abona and stuff there, and not what's it called, giving them pressure on Antonio there.
Yeah, they
can't strike us for all season
because he's not a top player.
They needed a striker. I don't understand. They needed a striker. Why didn't you get a striker? I think
there was the owners are a bit greedy sometimes.
You can't just have. The thing is, during the January transfer window, I was seeing them being linked to Phillips at Leeds, who was injured. Buy a striker.
That's why they have to spend.
Like true. They were talking about, as you said, going for Phillips to try and cover maybe Rice going in the summer. That was
go for a striker.
Think of now, not the summer.
Exactly.
Anyway, for me,
people buy in KTR Arsenal. It's not quality there, but just have another body putting pressure on Antonio.
I think what's it called? I mean, the likes of Palace, especially Palace, bid for Nketiah, but Arsenal didn't let him go because
that was silly.
They were never going to let him go. But looking at the table, because West Ham they've played 28 games now, the same amount as Man United. West Ham, I think the best that they're going to finish, I think, is 7th. But anyway,
that's good. On.
That's their level anyway. They're weight now anyway.
That's why I think they're not really pushing too much in that transfer.
They're pushing, but in
the transfer market.
They just haven't got it there still.
Sorry,
let's look at that. Yeah, go on.
No, I'm saying you can move on for West Ham. They blew themselves. I've said the same thing.
Let's move on to a team that's on the charge there still in Arsenal there for 4th place there. I was saying the last couple of episodes, even though Grand Champ was saying I shouldn't jinx them still, but I was saying now it's all changed there for the 4th place there still. Bit tired there, Governor. But anyway,
maybe I'm tired of talking. I'm yawning because you're talking. Just let me speak about my club quickly there.
Yes, go on then. Speak about your club there, Arsenal. That's on the up. I'll take the revolution. Do you believe?
Do you believe?
No. If you guys remember on the show, I said one thing. I said for me, the jury's still out on Arteta, but I just believe the good thing Arteta is doing, and I've been saying this all season, you beat the teams that people expect you to beat, and then the teams around you take points from them and you beat them. If you could beat them, that's fine. But I don't expect Arsenal to be Man City home and away this season. I don't expect Arsenal to be Liverpool home and away this season. I don't expect Arsenal to beat Chelsea home and away this season. I don't expect Arsenal to even beat Spurs or Man United. Now, if we do take points from Man United or Spurs, I would celebrate that because you're taking points off the rivals. But the other teams, if you notice, Arsenal are collecting points against those other teams. And but the problem against the top 4 sides in the Premier League, the stats still there. We'll still struggle against these teams. But I'm happy these young players are doing well. I'm just a bit scared that we are going to get to a run of fixtures that's going to get a bit tough with Leicester City coming up soon.
Yeah, next 5 games. Yeah,
But if we could,
you've got Chelsea, Liverpool, and Spurs in those as well. But but just have the confidence. Be strong, as they say.
Yeah,
anything can happen now in football. There.
Yeah, we have to be, and we just pray that our rivals keep dropping points against other opposition, even though tonight Everton gifted Spurs 5 goals, but we just hope more people could do us a favor. But that's it for me. Man.
That's how it goes. Yeah,
but definitely definitely Arsenal going in the right direction there under Arteta there. Also, it's theirs to lose anyway. They're in control of that with the games in hand that they got.
Don't jinx it there about relax.
Anyway,
history is in your hands.
Don't be scared. Be strong there. I know it's nosebleed territory. I know it's nosebleed territory.
How is it nosebleed?
You can hear that little bit of the music of Champions League, the old days under Wenger. Anyway, let's leave that.
What I would just say is, back in the days when we used to watch the games, we were like, oh, those games you have in hands is always a guaranteed win. But nowadays, they're just a little bit tricky. So
they're tricky. But what's happened? What before we were saying when Man United were occupying 4th place, we were saying it's best to have the points in the bag. But because Man United have been doing nonsense, even Arsenal have not had to do too much. Now Arsenal are past them and still got the games in hand. What a mess. But anyway, let's move on to Watford quickly. Watford there, I think. I mean, Hodgson, it was always going to be a hard job there for Hodgson there. They've got a couple of good attacking players, but the rest of the team is crap anyway. And also, Sissoko's the captain scored in back-to-back games, which is like Christmas and a birthday and anniversary come all in one there, because Sissoko's not on that level to be doing that. But well done to him on that. At least he's trying to.
What is Sissoko's position, please, guys? Tell me.
He's supposed to be like a centre midfield, kind of like box-to-box player there. Still, he was good in it. It was good in his prime there. Still, he was doing very good stuff there. But Watford are crap anyway. So for me, Watford are going down anyway. It's just who's going to join them. But let's move on to the other games that were there on a Saturday still. We had Leicester, I think, is that back-to-back clean sheets there for Leicester now? What's it called? The team that couldn't keep clean sheets is now done back-to-back.
Whoa. It's the Jamie Vardy effect. It's back in the team, and what's that? Giving them a little bit of motivation.
Oh yeah, of course. What's it called? Vardy showing something.
Back-to-back clean sheets.
Yeah. And that what's it called? You know me, I had to try and do my bit of homework and stats there still. Hold on. But the only thing, I mean, Leeds try, because that was the first time Leeds. I don't even know, maybe first time this season or for months hadn't conceded in the first half. So it was something that Jesse March or whatever his name is, the new manager, did. But at the end of the day, they still lost anyway. They still look toothless. Right. I mean, they were slightly a better team, and but as we said previously, there's only a couple of teams in the Premiership that you would like to play, and you're almost guaranteed getting 3 points. And Leeds are one of them, and the other one is Toffees, the Everton. There, we'll come to them anyway. But yeah, I mean, Leicester, they needed to stop the rot, and as I said, back-to-back clean sheets. Well done for Rodgers there. Clean sheets are like like gold for them, gold dust. But Leeds need to just try and sort themselves out to try and not fall into the bottom 3 there, because they're right on the verge of it. Anyone else got to say anything on Leeds there or that game? Or we move on quickly?
No, the game is what it is. I feel like the manager, he tried to stop the run, made him a bit hard to beat. But
go on.
But other than that, I didn't really see much in that game. And my thing is, flipping out Rodgers, releasing Nacho now. He came on.
Nacho, anytime he comes on, the goal and assist stats from him are superb, because he gives that different type of obviously play to Vardy there, because Vardy obviously looking to get behind the defenders and run or whatever, but Nacho comes deep and starts doing assists, and that's how he set up the 1-2 with Harvey Barnes, and Barnes scored a nice goal there. Yeah. But let's move on to it was maybe one of the shocks of the weekend there still, because Southampton came into that game against Villa on fire there as one of the form teams in the Premiership there still, and were blown apart by Gerrard's Villa there still.
It's true. What you said, but Villa were looking to pounce on somebody as well at the same time, because
let's be truthful.
I didn't see that result coming through. I don't see that result coming through, but my word, Philippe Coutinho, man.
That's what I'm saying.
How some people will say Philippe Coutinho couldn't cut it out of Barcelona because the top level. I'm sorry, it was Barcelona these days. Philippe Coutinho was mismanaged.
But it
was mismanaged by a clueless manager playing him in a 4-4-2. Anyway, Coutinho against Southampton, he could have got a hat trick. The guy was doing things, man. The guy was doing things. Top player, and I'm surprised why clubs like Arsenal or flipping or Spurs or even Man United.
Definitely. Definitely.
Top player, man.
Top draw. It's top player. Even though I think 29, he's still rolling back the years, as you said. Rolling back the years, the top player there still. And and I don't know what happened to Southampton. Maybe they ran out of steam. The marching legs there were too tired. They've been on. They've not lost in the last 8 games. Let me see.
once.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So maybe
Ings gave them the connection as well, you know. So
and then it's good that we were saying last week or the week before that Gerrard needed to try and change it, and he's changed it. Obviously, he's brought back Danny Ings and also brought back Watkins over there, and then all front three. It's always a good thing for a manager when the front three score there, or at least two out of the three, or the front two score, and that bodes well for them because Danny Ings had an excellent game, 2 assists and a goal there still against his old team there still. So for me, I mean, for Southampton, it's just a bad day at the office. They've been in brilliant form.
They shouldn't much into it.
Yeah, that's it. And Villa, if they want to try and finish in the top half of the table, these are the kind of games that they need to try because they needed that. Look at the track.
They needed that.
Their level kind of game.
They had to win that. They had to beat somebody. They had to beat somebody hard.
Yeah. There we go. And then we move on to Burnley versus Chelsea. Burnley had a very good first half there, or Chelsea were poor. You could
Chelsea, let's be sensitive. Let's be sensitive with Chelsea.
Why?
Chelsea.
No. Stop that nonsense there.
What's happening around Chelsea?
You talk about the owner selling it, having to sell it up and all that still.
Yeah,
I couldn't care less.
For me, Burnley? I mean, they've lost. I think the last 2 games now. The form's gone again still, so it's always going to be tough for them. But they need to sort themselves out. This game was always going to be a hard one for them anyway.
What's happening with Lukaku, man? Because it's looking like
it just can't fit the system. The system. I think you need to be fluid. Nowadays, in this day and age there, in Italy, you can get away with it in Italy because look at Zeko and all that.
Giroud.
All that Giroud there. You can do it. They're still doing it now. Giroud scored an important goal yesterday in the top of the table clash against Napoli there. Zeko scored a quick fire brace in the 5-0 victory over the bottom of the table there, Italian team or whatever. So for me, you can do it over there. You can get away with those big men or whatever, big fools or whatever. But in the Premiership, you have to be a bit more. There needs to be more in the game and mobile there still. Unfortunately, for Lukaku, it's a bit like his one is not as bad. I don't know which they're both bad. But
when is
like Ronaldo, you don't come back. You don't come back. Why do you come back?
Anyway,
go on, sorry.
He looked like the biggest flop of the season.
Ronaldo's one wasn't that bad. Ronaldo's one is not that bad because Ronaldo's been a great success at Man United.
Also the age. Is it the age?
Is the age. So he's coming back. So at least he's got one successful time in comparison to finishing his career there. Lukaku was young. Then wasn't great then for Chelsea. He's come back now, old. Still not great again for Chelsea.
Well, really old as well. You mean a bit older, not old.
It's not working.
How old is he? 28. He's not that old. But anyway, for me, it just doesn't fit the mobility of Chelsea at the moment there, which is unfortunate. It's a big blow for him because Karl Havertz is showing now form of why he was bought for 75 million there still.
Those players were always good. I feel like, and if you look at Chelsea's motto, and they always buy young, they buy good, they buy loads of talented players, which they could go on to be world beaters, and they still stand up for profit. You look at Eden Hazard when it was bought. You look at Morata. They bought Morata. They made the money back. So Chelsea always invest in good top players, man. It's just a shame that Lukaku is not fitting in.
That's what I'm saying. So it's interesting how this is going to set up, how this new Chelsea is going to be, if they're going to continue this old success, or it's sensitive right now.
It depends. We'll see how long it takes.
I thought they'll do. I thought those two be Chelsea. But
I don't think so. I think Newcastle. Watch out for Newcastle, guys.
Newcastle. I think it will take a couple of years. But anyway, we'll see how long it takes. Yeah. We'll see how long it takes for them to sell the club anyway. Let's talk about Newcastle. Well, we'll see how long it takes anyway. But talk about Newcastle. Let's move on to them. They're another team that's on form and still continue to win there. And they beat Brighton there. We always talk about Brighton there. With Brighton, they either lose or they win. I mean, not win. They either lose or draw. My bad. But Newcastle have been wonderful there, and Eddie Howe, we give plaudits every week now. Has done a brilliant success because you look at the team, it's rubbish.
Yeah, I know. All sorts of names in that team.
Look at the front three. One of the worst front threes in the Premiership. Murphy, Chris Woods. I don't even know if he scored a goal yet for them. Fraser is rolling back the years like he's playing at Bournemouth under Eddie Howe. Then you look at the midfield. The midfield's rubbish. As you said, we got the black dirt court in gelatin or whatever. What's it called? And then you look at the defense. The defense is rubbish. And then the goalkeeper's average there. So, but they've done well because Brighton, you look at Brighton's team, it's even worse there. Look at the names there still. Did they try and play Lamptey up front there? I'm looking at the lineup. It's shocking there's what happened there still.
He came off anyway.
Yeah, he came off. I know what's it called.
No, it was like they were trying to do a wing back system. Lamptey on the right wing.
It's a mess. Anyway, they got Liverpool next on the weekend there, so Liverpool hopefully just continue their winning run there anyway. But well done to Newcastle. Their great escape continues there away from the They're now 7 points clear of the relegation pact there.
So they should stay up right now. They should stay up.
They should stay up. Both teams, Brighton will stay up as well.
They're going to stay up. Just looking at it now, they will stay up.
Yeah.
For me, the three teams are going down: Norwich, Watford, and I still say Burnley are going down. Everton might. Everton and Leeds, need to, we're going to come to Everton as well quickly because time permitting. But yeah, it's those two guaranteed. And then you said Burnley still like the third one, possibly, when we look at possibly Everton or Leeds if they can be dragged in. And then we moved on to the team that was in free fall before, which was Brentford. And welcome back to Ivan Toney there still. One of the best penalty takers in the Premiership this season nowadays. Technique there, only 2 steps there. Norwich, for me, that was a game that Norwich, if they wanted to try their best to say that we're still fighting to avoid going to relegation, that was the game that they needed to try and win because Brentford are not in great form. And then they blew themselves completely at home. And then Ivan Toney walked away with the match ball. It's shocking. Even the penalty, I don't know. The guy didn't even need to make that challenge as well. But anyway,
yeah, he was involved. He was involved in both penalties there. One was for the handball. I don't know, was a handball or kick to the head? Yeah, kick to the head, or I think. And the other one, as you said, you don't need to be making such challenges in the area because the chances of winning it are very slim. Yeah. So anyway, that Gibson or whatever his name is, he's a Championship League One type of defender. Premiership's too high for him anyway.
Definitely, man.
But well done to Brentford. They needed to get 3 points just to try and ease the pressure on them. Right. So for me, as you said, Norwich. The three of us all agree that Norwich is going down anyway. Let's move on to Wolves versus Palace. Since Arsenal done since Arsenal done the quick fire double over Wolves in like 2 or 3 weeks or whatever, they've ripped the teeth out of Wolves' mouth, and they're like an old person, eating bread there with the gums there still, and they're powerless. Wolves are powerless. They used to have a strong defense. Now they're conceding every game there. And to come there and get a 2-0 away win is a very good goal for them.
But seriously, like you don't expect Wolves to be so consistent. Over the season, they were definitely going to go for the.
Yeah, but I don't expect
Wolves, Southampton, and
Palace at home.
There you go.
Southampton and Brighton, all 3 of them have been dropping deep.
Yeah, you are going to go for the patch of where you can't. Going to go for the patch.
But this was a team that you were saying that you were talking about maybe
team of the season.
Yeah, and you might have to. That might change. That might change, Governor. But anyway, that's it. But that's what happens in football. Things change quickly in football anyway. So let's move on to let's move on to Monday Night Football, which where we witnessed their annihilation, humiliation. What do you want to call it?
Everton.
Look, honestly,
Everton.
I'm gonna say it now. Yeah, Everton deserve to go down. Honestly, they've been so poor. You know what? They've been so poor in this league that they can't even qualify for European League or Conference Cup. It's terrible. I'm seeing the likes of West Ham, Tottenham doing all this thing. What's Everton doing in this league? Honestly,
Toffee fans.
Honestly,
the Toffee fans must be sour.
I have to go hard on this team right now because they've been in this league for years, guys. Come on.
Never relegated. Never relegated.
I've seen team that's been relegated come up and go into.
I know Arsenal fans are hoping that they can get relegated, so Arsenal can have that like the Invincibles to themselves. That record.
I couldn't
team not to be relegated.
That team and United are irritating.
Stop it, Grand Champ. I know you're smiling there inside and saying, "Go down, go down."
No, I don't want Everton to go down, but the thing is,
you might get Calvin Lewin or whatever. You might get him there still as a striker.
I don't, man. Richarlison, I don't mind that.
There you go. I knew. Decore.
Nah, I'm good.
Oh well, Alan.
It reminds me of Torreira anyway.
Well, brilliant.
The whole Everton team's crap anyway. But I was gonna say, but I'm just gonna just to say what AY said. Like we need to find out what Everton's ambition is because they spent loads of millions. They're another team in the league where we don't even know their ambitions. They buy players unnecessarily. They're like a poorer version of Man United. They got loads of money. They got little history, and they've done nothing. Not even in the cups, like what AY is saying. Like you got teams in the Premier League who win League One now. Wigan and all the league. They've won the FA Cup. Portsmouth, they're somewhere there. They've what?
Yeah, we have to try and quickly try and get.
I know, but just to finish it off, Everton ain't won nothing since what 95, 96?
95. The FA Cup there still. So how many decades? But Frank Lampard, maybe he didn't know. It's a bit like Grandad Ralph at at Man United. He didn't know the big mess that he was going to take over.
But wasn't he watching? Wasn't he watching? For me, wasn't he watching?
Rooney did that.
Why? For me, I'm thinking about it now. Why, if your team's struggling, and you buy a player for 40 million or wherever how much you bought Dele Alli for, that guy should be straight into the team.
As I said on social media, there, Dele Alli will even get into in MK Don's first team lineup. Anyway, let's quickly move on to there. Spurs needed that win to try and keep in touch with their higher neighbours Arsenal there. But let's move on to the games in midweek. The Champions League, we got Liverpool versus Inter Milan. Will Liverpool get over the line and get through to the next round there? I expect Liverpool to get through.
I expect them to, yeah.
All right, then. And then you got Bayern Munich. Will Bayern Munich get through there? Because they've been in awful form there. Quickly.
I know.
Yeah.
Salzburg, you expect Bayern Munich's experience to get them over the line?
I'm going for knockout. They're coming out.
Oh, well done. Well, let's see how it goes. And then we got quickly on Wednesday, we got Man City. They've already won the first leg 5-0, so they should win this 3 or 4, so formality. Then we got the big game there, Real Madrid versus PSG. PSG 1-0 up from the first leg, I think.
1-0, yeah.
Yeah. But
1-0.
They should win that.
Yeah, 1-0 PSG, yeah. They're 1-0 up.
Well, yeah. I think time is almost up there.
So PSG should to get through, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then on Thursday we got a quick 3 Premiership games there. Wolves, Watford.
Wolves.
Wolves. Wolves, if they want to try and still finish in a Europa League or conference place, they need to win that game. A big game there. Southampton, Newcastle. Form teams.
Score draw.
Yeah, possibly score draw. I think maybe away win. And Norwich versus Chelsea there.
Chelsea obviously guaranteed, and I think that's it.